Hey everyone, John from Nintendo Life here, and in its lifetime, the Wii U sold 13.57 million units. If we exclude the Virtual Boy, that makes this Nintendo's poorest performing system of all time. It's now 8 years old, it was discontinued before the Switch even came out, and most of its biggest games have Switch ports or new iterations that dwarf the originals in size and user base. So why am I finding matches in Mario Kart 8 Wii U's battle mode? Who even played that when it was new?
Despite few people even buying the console, and going by the numbers of the Switch, the majority moving on from it, there's still a surprisingly dedicated user base keeping Wii U games populated. They're not all swarming with players, but let's find out just how active some of these games still are. I'll be playing between 3 PM and 5 PM GMT on a Wednesday, and 9 AM and 11 AM GMT on a Thursday. The former should include American players, while the latter, most should be asleep, unless they're naughty and ignoring their bedtime. Go to bed, America! So let's start off with Mario Kart 8, because gosh darn battle mode is awful in this game. Why is this lobby full? If you don't remember, the Wii U version doesn't have battle tracks, so in battle mode you drive around actual full-size racetracks trying to find a player, and most of the time you'll find one and you throw something at them and you miss, you just sort of keep going and doing like another lap of the track. It's not good, and even in the Wii U's prime, I just did races, I didn't touch this mode. Yet, for some absurd reason, I'm finding players in battle mode every single time. They don't always consist of 12 players, but it almost always gets close. The thing with Mario Kart 8 too is games automatically start if there's more than one player in the lobby, and yet in the majority of my tests, I'm finding lobbies that haven't started yet. So unsurprisingly, if battle's still active, racing is even more so. Don't worry, people aren't just here for the Wii U's battle mode. I fully understand that not everyone's gonna double dip and buy the game again on Switch, but it's still shocking to me that this 6-year-old game with a refined iteration is still so popular on a niche system. Though, to be fair, this was the Wii U's best-selling game with 8.45 million units sold. And for reference, that would only just crack the Switch's top 10. The next best-selling online game was Super Smash Bros. For Wii U with 5.38 million units. For reference, Ultimate is at 21.10 million units, so 4 times more. And with such a core game to Nintendo fans, you'd think that most players would have moved on. Nope. When testing for Glory 1-on-1, I found a player instantaneously every single time, and boy, Smash 4 feels weird now. There's no impact when you launch someone, just like you're floating through space. I did 12 different matches, and while I found the same player twice, I never had to wait once. Other modes though are a little more dire. I tried for Fun Free-for-All, which is quite a mouthful to say, and I only found Alan. Only Alan is allowed to have fun. Other modes like 4-player for Glory and Team Battles didn't have any results during my searches. But seeming as for Glory 1-on-1 was my go-to way to play Smash Wii U during its prime, there's still a surprising amount of value here. I didn't expect it to be as active as it was, but I do get it. Not everyone bought a Switch and moved on to Ultimate, but more than that, each Smash game does feel drastically different, and the jump from Smash 4 to Ultimate honestly feels bigger than most fighting game sequels. There's a lot of merit in playing previous entries, but I just didn't expect that many people. Now, only one more game on this sales chart has online, and that's the original Splatoon of 4.95 million units, which the Switch one has more than doubled. Yet, this is one of the most active games we've tested so far. I'm rank A-, and rank matches were found near instantaneously. Turf Wars take quite a bit longer to fill the room, but every single time I was finding a handful of players instantly. I've heard from a few people that Japanese players in particular still love the first game, and going back to it, yeah, there's a ton of fundamental differences that really make the two stand out. The specials, the feeling of the gyro, the tick rate, and of course, Urchin Underpass. I also forgot how good the gamepad is in this game. Just tapping on your teammates is far more intuitive than bringing up a sub-menu. And while you're waiting for a game to start, you can play Squid Jump! Splatoon 2's excellent, but clearly, a lot of people still love the first game. And with that grand total of 3 games, no other online Wii U game has made it onto Nintendo's official software chart. But there are still games that we can test. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 launched with the system and has some really cool Nintendo costumes for every single character in the roster. The Wii U version is kind of a forgotten game, but this is a really cool iteration. But is it really forgotten? Somehow, no. I had to turn off rank-based matchmaking, but once I did, I found players ridiculously quickly. I'm not surprised that this game, as a whole, is still active, but I am surprised that it's active on Wii U. This sold 1.7 million units. Across all platforms, so who even knows how many Wii U versions are out there? But even if it's a small pool of players, these guys are dedicated. Every single test resulted in players found. I'm really impressed. One of my favourite Wii U games that barely gets talked about is Wii Sports Club. This added Motion Plus to the original sports and for the very first time allowed you to play online. I played tennis so much when it was new. Unlike most other sports in this collection, tennis isn't turn-based, so in my opinion this is the best game to play online, especially with randoms. On Wednesday I started searching online and to my surprise I immediately found Elida, though my Wii Remote batteries were another problem. Elida and I had a great time and enjoyed 2 back-to-back games, but then she left me. I was unable to find anyone else, and when searching on Thursday morning, Elida still hadn't returned. It doesn't seem dead, but you have to be quite lucky to find anyone searching at the same time as you, and that's a shame. This is probably one of my top 10 Wii U games. It's certainly the best online tennis game on the Wii U. And talking of tennis games on the Wii U, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. So, here's the good news first. For some reason this game never had the option to play online with friends, and I'm happy to say that you can now easily do that because there's no one else online. I actually streamed a bunch of Wii U games not so long ago, and I was playing them online, and while searching with no result in Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, someone in the chat decided to hop on in, and I can now say I have officially played Mario Tennis Ultra Smash online in the year 2020. How many people can say that? As we covered in our online Switch games video, Aces is still very active and is a much better game too. At least Splatoon and Smash on Wii U are still viable entries worth playing, but Ultra Smash? Yeah, no one's playing this. And good. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is one of the very best kart races of all time, and the Wii U version has a few exclusive modes. There's 5-player local with the gamepad, and an asymmetric mode which no other version has. It runs at 30 FPS, but it's still a really cool version of the game. However, unfortunately during my testing, I found diddly squat when searching online. It's very likely the PC one is the go-to game for the community, so in 2020, this game isn't too healthy on Wii U. Okay, now for the final game, and I was incredibly impressed by this one. I've played Call of Duty 4 on the Wii, and I love the control scheme, but it's not very smooth at 30 FPS. However, Black Ops 2 on Wii U isn't compromised. It runs at 60 FPS and supports Wii remotes. Do the Call of Duty people know this is the best way to play? Because it feels so good. Anyway, I've heard the phrase that no one goes as hard as Black Ops 2 Wii U players before, so I was expecting this game to be active, but when I started searching, nothing. It tells you which playlists are active, and unfortunately, they're all empty apart from Team Deathmatch, but there are definitely games going on here. I decided to adjust my search type and, oh, I see now, yes. Yeah, people are definitely playing this. Black Ops 2 on Wii U is still going pretty hard. I played a handful of games, and once the search criteria was out of the way, there was barely any downtime in finding players. You can join mid-match too, which I'm sure definitely helps out.
So quite a lot of people are still playing Wii U games out there, and revisiting the system kind of reminded me how much I like this thing. This was my primary system for the majority of its lifespan, and I played these games to death, and it's great seeing that people are still enjoying them today. So let us know if you're still playing any Wii U games, and be sure to go into the YouTube app on Wii U and press subscribe on there for more lovely Nintendo content. Until next time everyone, bye bye from me and you. Mostly me. Bye.